All right. Yeah, I made hash browns and crab cakes for the kids this morning. And I forgot to turn on the fan. And so Steve said, "Oh, it's smoky." And then Kaiden said, "Salmon, smoke salmon." I'm like, okay. Yes, true. So he's very into food. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see. Blocks, strap. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of overhead, like opening of this, right? All this kind of in chest and pec. So we'll do a lot of that opening, and we'll continue to work on our strengthening. Kind of on our theme last week was really engaging through the back muscles and bringing attention to when we are pushing right this way, and then when we are pulling this way, and really engaging the muscles around the shoulder girdle, the mid back, the lower trapezius muscles, which is right here, really engaging in that. I forget if I told you last time. Oh yeah, because it was probably after yoga class that I find like I'm using those muscles to carry Kaiden, and so he feels lighter when I'm like carrying him, walking him around the park on Saturdays during soccer. Because I'm like, oh, I'm using my my mid back muscles and not so much my arm muscles as much, or like my upper back muscles are assisting in carrying toddler from one side to the other. So I'm like, oh, there is practical applications to strengthening all of this aside from being able to like do crow or upside or handstand. All right, let's go ahead and start onto our back, hugging our knees into our chest, rocking from side to side. Oh. Inhale, inflate. Exhale, compress down, flatten the back, elongating to the spine. Hugging our knees into our chest. Let's begin to awake, just to begin to awaken to the core. Take the feet together, hands on each knee, and we're just gonna do knee circles or knee stirs just to warm up and lubricate the femur bone or the thigh bone into the hip socket, and then changing directions. And release, extend the legs out long, toss the arms overhead. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Take the arm, I'll show you, we'll do this. We'll take the knees to tabletop. We'll take the knees to tabletop, press the low back into the mat. We'll take the arms, we'll take the arms overhead. We'll take the arms overhead. And can you pull the shoulders down your back? So instead of shrugging the shoulders up through your ears, can you pull them down your back? Using the back of the hands, so back of the hands pressing down onto the mat or to the floor. So your knees are at tabletop, your knees are 90 degrees, your hips are 90 degrees. They're not, as you straighten your legs, your toes are not going to go up or away from the floor, they're going to go parallel. So it's going to feel like they're going down when actually they're staying level. So imagine you're pushing a box and you're pushing a box forward, right? And you can't, it feels like your toes are going down, but they're not because they're actually staying level. As you begin to straighten out your legs, press the low back into the mat and draw them slowly back into 90 degrees. So we're using our transverse abdominis and our rectus abdominis, our low belly, our low core. And again, we get slowly push that box, and you're keeping your low back pressed into the mat. So this should be pretty intense into the low belly. And you're using the back of the hands to press onto the floor as well as you slowly bring it down. So this should be a different sensation. There are a lot of muscles that are turning on that is not going to be like, those are the bigger muscles. These are the ones that take a little bit more thought. So as you press your feet forward, you're going to keep engaging through the low core. You might start to get a shake on right about 90% straight, and then coming back. And then continue one more time. Straighten out the legs. And then keep pressing the back of your hands, back of the hands. And notice how that engages your core a little differently, and release. Release. You see the dog. And we'll go ahead and come back to 90 degrees. Take the arms overhead again. Remember, we're going to do hamstrings, hip flexors, and that final tuck. So it's going to be additive. Because additive. So we're going to start with the hamstrings. So we're going to squeeze the hamstrings, heels to the sit bone. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze like you're trying to crack a nut. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You're going to try to crack a nut. We're going to add. So continue to squeeze through the hamstrings, and we're going to add the hip flexors in. So squeezing your thigh bone down to your rib cage, your knees. Think about your knees trying to get into the collarbone. Knees kind of get into the collarbone, but the hamstrings, you got to keep holding on to that walnut. Keep holding on to the walnut, squeeze your hamstrings, crack the walnut, and knees to collarbone. So squeeze the walnut, knees to collarbone, crack the peanuts, knees to collarbone, knees to collarbone, knees to collarbone. And how having both of those sensations together is very different. Because a lot of times we forget. We forget and we release the hamstrings and release. So we're adding hamstrings plus hip flexors, hamstrings plus hip flexors. And you want to, when you're bringing your knees to your collarbone, you want to make sure that you're still squeezing through the hamstrings, like you're trying to crack that nut. And we're going to try again, knees to tabletop. We're going to squeeze the hamstrings, squeeze, 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 adding on to the hip flexors, engaging through the core, engaging through the core. So imagine you're smashing down your ankle to your sit bones as you squeeze down into the core. Now we're going to keep adding on into that low belly, lifting the hips. So that last final curl, as you bring the belly button closer to your, your sternum, you get that extra lift of the hips off the ground as you have added hamstrings plus hip flexors plus hip off the ground. So we're adding hamstrings, hip flexors, plus that last little bit off the ground, toss the arms overhead and round into a ball, squeeze, 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 and release. So that should be incredibly intense in your core. We're asking our core to work very, very, very hard in that. And that's what we should be. That is your, if you think about it, that is the intensity of crow. That is your intensity when you're upside down in a tuck. That is your intensity when we're rounded into a ball. So really crow. And I don't think we're probably doing that in our crow, that level of intensity. So we just need to remind ourselves what our body is already capable of. So let's do that one more time. Knees to tabletop. Toss the arms overhead. First, we're going to start with the hamstring. Squeeze, crack the nut, bring the knees to the collarbone, keeping the hamstrings, and add to that last tiny little hip lift. And squeezing it all. Go through the hamstrings. Come back to the hamstrings. Hamstrings, hip flexors lift. Hamstrings, hip flexors lift. Can you add it all and do them all together for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. And I'm going to rock it up to seated. Pressing your, what is this? Is this your right hand? Inhale up and over. Getting that stretch, rolling. So take the hand behind the head, elbow, and roll it open. So we're going to press open. And then reach. So reaching the elbow far, far away from, so my right elbow or my left, whichever side you're on, my this elbow, my left elbow is reaching away from the left sit bone. And then I'm going to open. And pull the elbows back behind the ribs to open. Palms facing me, thumbs up. And then reach up and over. Anchor. When I'm reaching, I'm always anchoring from a point. I'm anchoring through my sit bone. And then other side. So reach up and over. Oh. And then open, hand behind the head. So if I put the hand behind my head and press my elbow back, that forces me to start opening through my shoulders and not my neck. And then reach the elbow, anchor through the sit bone. And come up, reach the hand over, open, your shoulder up towards the sky, pull the elbow behind the rib cage, palms facing me, and press back. Take the hands to the shoulders, touch the elbows together, draw big circles. Touch the elbows together, draw big circles. Touch the elbows together, draw big circles. So we're going to open up through the front, the pec major and the pec minor. And then as my elbows press back, pull them behind your rib cage. Tent the fingertips, roll the shoulders back and down. Press the chest forward. Inhale, left arm tricep stretch. So we got to find that space. So circle out in the, I'm kind of drawing a circle with my left elbow on the ceiling, right? I'm trying to circle it out. Try to find some space, and I'm pressing and crawling my left fingertips down my back as I kind of get more open in my tricep stretch. And if you can flip your other hand around into Gomukhasana arms and see if you can use a strap or a t-shirt or something, find your fingers. And release. Oh. And then what side is this? The other side, the right side. So circle it out, circle it out, circle it out. And then crawl the fingertips down your back. Like this side is tighter. I can tell that this side I can't crawl my fingers down my back as much, and my right arm doesn't reach the fingers at all. Oof. Yep, yeah, it doesn't really, not quite. Press the elbows back with the back of your head. Ooh. And release, release, release. All right, come into all fours. Coming into all fours, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Ooh. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose, inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up, exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, drop the back knee down, inhale. Forward, up and back, take the hands behind the head, press the elbows back. So broaden through the chest, so squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the elbows back. Posterior pelvic tilt. So any kind of back bend, we want posterior pelvic tilt that actually helps you go back even more. And release. Windmill the hands down, step the back high plank. Or sorry, knees, chest, chin. Knees, chest, chin, lower down. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift into Cobra. Interlace the fingers behind you, tops of the feet down. Reach the knuckles towards the back. Tuck the chin to the chest and lift with your upper back. Open up through the shoulders and the chest and release, come down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling. Right leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down. Forward, up and back. Hands behind the head. Press the elbows back. Posterior pelvic tilt. So tuck the tail, lift the chest, and go deeper. Press the elbows back. Press the elbows back. Inhale, slowly neutralize through the spine. Windmill the hands down. Pop the back knee off the mat, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky, and close the pose. Inhale, grab my hair tie. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up, exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back, drop the back knee down, inhale. Forward, up and back. Hook the thumbs together. Okay, do you see this? I'm hooking my thumbs together. My fingers are spread wide. I'm hooking my thumbs together, I'm pulling. I'm trying to pull my thumbs apart, pressing the elbows back. Tuck the tailbone, posterior pelvic tilt. Slowly neutralize through the spine, windmill the hands down. Come into all fours, knees, chest, chin, supported plank. Come on down, inhale, roll the shoulders back and down. I think this is locust, right? The locust. Interlace the fingers, opposite thumb on top. Roll the shoulders back and down, tops of the feet down. Tops of the feet are pressing down, so you're using your upper back. Open up to the chest and come on down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge, drop the back knee down. Hook the thumbs, opposite thumb. Up, press the elbows back. Posterior pelvic tilt gets you a greater back bend. Press the elbows back. Inhale, slowly neutralize through the spine, windmill the hands down, pop the back knee off the mat, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky, and close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, drop the right knee down. Inhale, come on up, forward, up, and back. Lift the left heel. Lift the left heel. Send the right hip forward, left hip back. Go post arms, pull the elbows way back. So your elbows are at 90 degrees. And we're going to reach and extend our arms backwards, like into a V, to go deeper. Like you're holding Atlas, right? He's the one that holds the globe. Posterior pelvic tilt allows you to go back, or you're lifting your left heel, if you wish. Slowly neutralize through the spine. Windmill the hands down. Step it back, high plank. So in high plank, we're pushing. Remember from last week, we're pushing. We're pushing as we come forward, inhaling up dog, which we pull backwards. We're in a posterior pelvic tilt in our up dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky, swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down, inhale forward, up and back. Lift the right heel, elbows at 90 degrees. Goalpost arms, so keep sending your elbows way back behind you. Reach, posterior pelvic tilt, reach your arms into a V towards the back corners of the room. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly come back in. Where were we? Or windmill the hands down. Pop the back knee off the mat, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale. Plant the hands down, step the left foot back, drop the back knee down. Inhale. Lift the heel. Inhale, forward, up and back. Take the arms back and goalpost arms. Press them way back, posterior pelvic tilt. Posterior pelvic tilt allows you to go back further. Reach the arms back into a V. Reach the arms back into a V. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, up. Exhale, windmill the hands down. We're in a plank pose. Plank pose means we're pushing. We're pushing forward as we come down forward into chaturanga. And then we're pulling backwards into our up dog. Posterior pelvic tilt. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down. Lift the left heel. Sweep the arms forward, up and back. Goalpost arms. Goalpost arms, goalpost arms. Reach the arms back. Posterior pelvic tilt. Slowly neutralize through the spine, windmill the hands down. Pop the back knee off the mat, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank. We're pushing forward as we come down. Inhaling up dog, we're pulling, pulling. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky, swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Runner's lunge, twist, left hand down, right arm goes up towards the sky, we're twisting towards the right. Right hand onto the right shoulder. We're gonna draw big circles with our right hand under the shoulder, drawing big circles with our right elbow. And then reach up and over. Perhaps you take the half bind, roll the shoulder back and down. So you can take your right hand behind your back, opening up the shoulder. Find length in your left rib cage. Find length in your left rib cage. Press the left toe down. Smash that left toe down. Notice how your left leg wants to rotate. What is that? Internally rotate. We want to press the left toe down. Drop the left knee down, swing the right leg behind you. We're in a supported side plank. Reach the right arm up and over so you can stay here in a supported side plank, or you can take this as an awkward side plank. Your left hand is pulling towards your feet. You're bringing your left knee towards your left forearm for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the right hand down, one-legged down dog on the left side. Twist underneath and look underneath your left arm, peekaboo. Keep lifting that left leg up higher. Left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge. Right hand down, runner's lunge twist. Reach the left arm. Oh, big circle. Left hand onto the left shoulder, draw the big circle with your elbow. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left arm up towards the sky. You can take the half bind behind your back, roll your left shoulder open. So this is about a shoulder opening for 4. Press your right toe down. Notice how you want to internally rotate. Press that left toe down, externally rotate your right leg. 3, 2, 1. Drop the right knee down, swing the left leg behind you, supported side plank or awkward side plank with the right knee floating. Your right hand is pulling towards your feet, like so. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left hand down, right leg up towards the sky. Twist underneath your right arm, peekaboo. Keep reaching that right leg back behind you to find a greater length and stretch on your right side body. Right foot in between the hands, runner's lunge. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling. All the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan diving forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back side plank. Lower down. Pushing. Inhale, pulling. Exhale, tuck the toes, we're pushing into our down dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. Drop the left forearm down, twist underneath your right arm. Pulse the right leg up higher for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to one-legged down dog. Right foot in between the hands. Runner's lunge. Come on up, crescent lunge. Forward, up and back. Crescent lunge. Interlace the fingers behind you. Roll the shoulders back and down, and lift up to the chest. Tuck the chin to the chest. Press the left heel forward. Posterior pelvic tilt gets you deeper in your back bend. You're opening up through your shoulders. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk the right foot out slightly wider. Come down for humble warrior. So you're finding space next to your right femur bone, your right thigh bone. You're pulling the knuckles towards the back wall. You're rolling your shoulders back and down. You're shifting your weight forward to crouching warrior. So your right knee is bent as you float your left leg off the mat. For 4. Keep pulling your knuckles back. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Slowly bring your left knee into your chest. Clasping the shin bone, slight back bend. Neutralize through the spine. And you're going to kick your left foot forward. You're going to kick your left foot forward. Can you kick it up higher? Kick it up as high as you can. Bend the right knee into chair as you kick your left foot higher. Keep lifting up through the chest for 4, 3, 2, lower your right, or bend the right knee even more. 2, and 1, come into chair. Chair, chair, twist. We're going to twist over to the right. So we're going to twist the, what is this? The left tricep comes to the outside of the right thigh. Hands together in prayer, and then pull the arms apart. In your twist, you can take your right arm behind your back in a chair twist half bind. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Lift the heels, come down for a low squat. Hands behind the hip. Squeeze the ankles together. Squeeze the ankles together, ankles together, ankles together. Press the knees forward, press the elbows back. So hands behind the head, opening up through the chest. Opening up through the chest. Squeeze the ankles together, press the knee forward, elbows behind you for 3, 2, 1, and have a seat into boat. So arms behind you, lift the chest, float the feet. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come into all fours, touch the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Drop the right forearm down. Peekaboo. Hello, peekaboo. Twist, lift, and pulse your left leg up higher for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to one-legged down dog. Left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge. Inhale, come on up, crescent lunge. Interlace the fingers behind you, opposite or awkward grip. Opposite thumb on top. Roll the shoulders back and down. Reach the knuckles behind you. Reach the knuckles behind you. Press the right heel forward. Posterior pelvic tilt lets you go deeper into your back bend. Roll the right shoulder, but both shoulders open for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk the left foot out wider. Crouching, humble warrior. Make space for you to come on down. Reach the knuckles away from you towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders back and down. Shift the weight forward to crouching warrior. Left leg is bent. Float the right leg off the mat. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Bring the right knee into the chest. Slight back bend. And then you can extend the right leg forward, kick, take the arms overhead, and kick the right leg up higher, as high as you can. This is quad strength hip flexor. This is a quad strength hip flexor. Now bend the left knee into chair. And keep bending your left knee into chair as you keep lifting up the right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Take the twist to the left. So you can make a fist on the bottom and a flat palm on the top and press and twist and then pull the arms apart. For 5, pull the right knee back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down for a low squat. What do we do here? Oh, hands behind the head, press the elbows back. Ankles together, knees forward. So stack the rib cage over the hips. Stack the rib cage over the hips, press the elbows back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come have a seat into boat. Lift the chest, kick the feet up. For 5, lift up higher. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock forward. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. You are in down dog. We're going to come into a dolphin. We're going to come into dolphin. We're going to come into dolphin slowly. So we're in down dog. We're going to turn on our serratus because it's always on anyway. We're pressing through the heels of the palms. Press heel of the palm gets you deeper into your down dog, and you're going to slowly float all the way down to dolphin. And you're going to keep pressing and pushing into dolphin. Can you get more of your upper back muscles involved in dolphin? For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees down and sit it back, child's pose. Child's pose. All right, go ahead, come on up. We're gonna do some, let's see, we'll do some stretching and opening first before we go back into, strength work. So if you don't have a block, that's okay. You can use a couch. So let me show you what we're gonna do. And if you don't have a couch, I think everyone has a couch near them, or the wall, or a block. Elbows on the block, and then drop your chest down to get some pec opening. You might need 2 blocks if your shoulders won't come, if your shoulders need a little bit more space, right? So elbows down at shoulder widths apart. You're gonna need to walk your knees back maybe. As you drop your chest down, you're gonna get more opening in the chest. Now, there's that. If that's easy for you, then you can put a block in between your hands, right? So then your hands can't come together. Your elbows are down onto the block, and you're dropping your chest down, but with the spacer, with the block. And you'll notice that this is a little bit more challenging. I need to scoot my knees further back because your hands can't come together. And so actually this is opening more of the muscles that I need to open. And there's that. If you don't have a block, you can do this either on the couch, on a table, or on the wall. The same principles apply. You can actually use a water bottle as your spacer, right? So even if you don't have any blocks, you can come to the couch, put the elbows on the couch, drop your chest down, and have some kind of spacer. So that could be a tissue box, it could be a meatloaf pan, it could be a water bottle, it could be a book, anything that gives you space between your hands that you can't get closer. And if you don't have a couch, you can also do this on the wall as well.
But I like this because your elbows are supported on something and you're using gravity to help you encourage the opening. Oh. All right. Whew, come on out. Ooh. Whew. All righty. Now, if you have a strap, you can grab your strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a towel. You can use a jacket. Anything that can hook around something, or I mean, yeah, like a towel is fine, or a strap. So I made a loop on one end of the strap, and we're gonna take what is this called? Like, it's not dancers, but it's like baby. It's like a dancer's prep. So we're gonna start in all fours. We're gonna start in all fours. Oh, we're gonna start in all fours. How are we gonna do this? Move this side. We're gonna go opposite foot to opposite arm. So right foot with the strap in the left hand. Let's see how we can do this. And you should be grabbing the least amount of strap that you need. That we're kicking the foot into the hand. So we're opening up the front of the right hip flexor and the left tricep. So you want to kick the foot away to stretch and open the left tricep. And release. So it's a bit of balancing, it's a bit of opening, it's a little bit of everything. You know, you just kind of all gotta mix it in there, you know? Okay, let's try the other side. Right, because we're spending some time opening the front of the chest, finding our balance, finding our core, and then we'll go back and flow. We'll flow into a series of dancers or back bends, right? Added with some strength, which is dolphin, right? Because if you notice, like, yes, we need our chest to be open, but guess what muscles are working? It's the mid back that is working, right? What's getting shorter? What muscle fibers have to get shorter in order for this to work, right? What is closing the distance? So get the least amount of strap, left foot, right hand. We're doing all fours. Kick the foot into the hand. Kick the foot away. Try to open up through the right shoulder. And watch that the right shoulder doesn't come across the midline of the body, so you can get the maximum stretch of your tricep and your shoulder. And release. Release, release. So we're opening the front of the chest muscles and we're strengthening the other muscles, the serratus and the lower trap muscles, in order to make this happen. All right, let's go ahead and come into all fours, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. We're gonna do one turbo, well, we'll do maybe one or two turbo dogs. Here, so you're in one-legged down dog, we're gonna bend and squeeze the elbows together, so we're doing turbo dog. So we're gonna squeeze, we're activating through our serratus, we're bending the elbows, hovering them 2 inches off the mat for 3, 2, 1, roll forward, right foot in between the hands, runner's lunge. We're gonna come on up to warrior 2. Warrior 2, we're gonna take the left hand behind the back. Right hand clasps the left wrist to kind of find the front of the right thigh. So we're opening up through our left shoulder and flipping the reverse warrior. So send the right knee forward, send the right knee forward, send the right knee forward. Internally rotate through your left leg for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to windmill to half moon. And then Chapasana, half moon with an arc. So you can take the tall side of the block, shift the weight forward, straighten the right leg, straighten both legs. You can take half moon or half moon with the half bind behind your back, opening up through that left shoulder. Keeping the gaze down to the floor, to the mat as you Bring awareness to where your left foot, you're externally rotating through your left leg so that your left hip can stack on top of your right hip. Bend both knees. Left hand finds the left ankle, roll the left shoulder open. And Chapasana, half moon with an arc. Press the left knee away and up towards the sky. Kick the foot into the hand to open up through the chest for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Round into a ball, slowly come on up. Quad stretch, standing on our right foot. Both hands clasping the left foot, roll the shoulders back and down. Kick the foot into the hand. Kick the foot into the hand to open up through the chest. And release, we're going to find the strap. And we're going to take dancer's pose with the overhand grip. Right, so overhand grip. So we're going to loop, maybe you need a smaller loop, perhaps, over the foot. So my thumb, while I'm clasping, do you see how I'm clasping the strap? And then I'm going to flip the elbow here and up to point the elbow towards the sky. So both elbows are going to point towards the sky. Overhand grip, shorten the strap. Kick the foot into the strap to open up through the chest. So kick it up and back like a martini glass. Kick the foot into the hand for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Whew. Whew. And shake it out. Shake it out. Grab some, I want to grab some water. Whew. Okay. All right, now we got to bring it back down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank, lower down. Remember, when we're in high plank, we're pushing. When we're in up dog, we're pulling. Posterior pelvic tilt, downward dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. We're going to do turbo dog here. So that's bending the elbows, squeezing the ribs. They come, the elbows point back behind me, not out to the side like chicken wings. You're hovering them 2 inches above the mat or lower, pressing through the heels of the palms. Roll forward, left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge. Drop the back heel down, warrior 2. Warrior 2. Right hand finds the back, half bind. Left hand finds the wrist. Turn the what is this? The right leg in internally. Left arm, reverse warrior. Send the left knee forward. Left knee forward, left knee forward. Internally rotate that right leg. Stomp on that right foot. Internally rotate through the right leg. Keep reaching. Left fingers back and now left knee forward. Like they're going in opposite directions. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Half moon with the bind, if you wish. All right, you can take the block in your left hand. As you straighten the left leg, float the right leg off the mat. Pull the belly in, engaging through the core. Roll the right shoulder open. Are you rotating? Are you externally rotating that right leg so that the hip points, instead of down, it points to the side wall? Are you stacking your right shoulder over your left shoulder? Release the bind. Right hand finds the shin bone. Right shin bone or the right ankle. Kick the foot into the hand. Now kick the foot into the hand to open an arc. Open up through right shoulder for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, come on up, find the strap. We're gonna do dancers. Dancers pose with the overhead grip. Okay. Okay. Right foot into the loop. My elbow is gonna go out and up. Yeah, out and up. So we're opening our shoulders when we're doing dancers. So I'll come on this side so you can see, right? So the elbows, see how this goes behind me? The elbows go up towards the sky, overhead grip. Take as least amount of strap as you need to. If you need to stabilize it with a wall or a chair, that's fine. Kick the foot into the hand. We're trying to open up our shoulders. So take less strap. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Let's bring it back down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up, exhale, plant the hands, push into plank. Lower down, inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. I hope the weather is going to be okay. It's all cloudy over here. Lower the knees down instead of back child pose. Okay. Come tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. We're going to come into pigeon. So take the right foot up towards the sky. Twist underneath the right arm, peekaboo, hello. Right knee to your right wrist, right ankle to your left wrist. We're going to come into pigeon. Our right knee is slightly to the outside of the right rib cage. We'll walk our fingers. So I'm clasping onto the mat and I'm walking my fingers behind to try to open up the chest. So I'm trying to pull the mat. I'm trying to walk my fingers and pull the mat. My right shoulder, if you notice, is always kind of turned in because I'm right-handed. My right shoulder is always tighter. So what I should be doing is taking one of those massage balls and rolling out my right shoulder so that it's not as tight as my left shoulder. Or actually roll both shoulders out and do twice as long for the right shoulder. But I'm never going to have time to do that. So I think about rolling out my right shoulder and then I forget that the ball is inside in the house and then I never do it. So I should, but like I can't get my right shoulder as open. Right. Okay. If you're done pulling the mat, you can also take the strap to the left foot. So the left foot here, and we can do the very same thing that we did before, and that's with this overhead grip. Walking, just hands down the strap, and then kicking the foot into the hand, because remember the goal is to open up through our shoulders. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Okay. Where are my blocks? All right, now that we've done that one side, couple of options here. If dolphin is challenging enough already, then just do dolphin on the mat. Right? If you're good and you're like, okay, I just want to do dolphin on the mat, and this is good enough for me, Then we do dolphin on the mat, and we tuck the toes and lift the hips, and we're pressing, and this is a pushing. This is a push action, and we're trying to push our ears past our arms and get the chest closer to the thighs. If you're like, I got dolphin, then we're going to do floating dolphin, where you're on your blocks. Your wrist is at the edge of the blocks, like so. And then you're going to bend your elbows so that the elbows are at the wrist height, but they're floating. This is going to fire up your serratus. And you're still trying to do the same things, trying to push out. You're trying to get your chest. Anyway, this is floating dolphin. So you can do that. If that is too much, then just bend halfway. But you're still activating through the serratus. The more you press down through your heel of your hand, the more you're going to activate through your serratus. So either way, dolphin or floating dolphin, either way is going to get at the increasing the strength or increasing the awareness of your serratus. Either way, either one works. Just trying to find your serratus and open up through our chest, right? Because what happens is the stronger muscles, which is your pec muscles, tend to overtake the little itty bitty guys, right? Like your serratus and your upper back. So we're stretching the things that we want to, like, hey, chill out. I got these other, muscles to use. And then we want to strengthen the little guys so they become stronger, so they're more equals, so that they can all play on the same team. All right. Go ahead and come on down or come on out of whatever you were in, whether it's floating dolphin or dolphin. And we're going to take pigeon on the other side, opening up through your chest. Just take down dog. Just take down dog and notice if there's more space. Externally rotate your hands. Externally rotate your hands and press into the heel of the hand. That should give you more space into your down dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward. Oh, no, wait. Pigeon. So what is this? The left knee goes to the left wrist. The left ankle goes to the right wrist. You're in pigeon. But this is pigeon. This is pigeon, walking the hands down the mat to open up. So you're opening up through the hip flexors and your shoulders. And again, I love my yoga wheel. My shoulder opening has been a lot better on the yoga wheel. And I literally do one stretch on my yoga wheel, and that's it. There's a lot of other things you can do on it, but I just use it to stretch. Okay, where do we go from here? Oh, so come back into, okay, two options. Dolphin, pike at the wall, or just pike at the wall. Or like L, is it L stand? Is that considered L stand? Yeah, it's kind of like L stand. So, okay, so wherever you are, if you're like dolphin is good, do dolphin. If you're like, well, dolphin on blocks, okay. Dolphin, actually let's do pike first at the wall. If you're gonna go to the wall, do pike without dolphin, because adding dolphin is a little bit harder. So you want to, so the goal here is to continue to open up through the chest, right? Active through the back muscles opening here versus the other way around. So L stand at the wall, measure yourself, right? So as sitting on the back wall, or you could do it if you have a couch and you don't have a wall near where you are, that's fine too. You put your feet on the couch, it's a little different, but and then wherever your heels are, that's really where your hands go. So I always measure it to like the leg of my couch. I know that that's where my L stand is. And then you want your hips to be at 90 degrees. So you might need some there to tell you. And then you want to press your chest through, you don't want to be here. You want to be here. Like as if I was pressing your back towards the wall. That's what you want. And that's hard enough as it is. So yeah, if you want to start with the knees and then straighten your legs. Yeah, that's it. And so Anjali, you could probably walk your hands back like 2 inches. And it's going to be harder. but that's the opening. Yep, it's gonna, that's upper back strength. That's your, yeah, and then straighten your legs. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then straighten your arms straight. Yeah, yeah. Now with your arms straight in there, now press your chest toward, that's hip flexor, that's upper back, and that's chest opening. Do you feel that? You can, when you're done, you tell me if you feel that. Yeah, do you feel that? Is that hard? Is that hard? Okay. You can repeat that, or you can add Dolphin, which ups it a notch. So wherever your hands were, you probably want that to be the midline of your forearm. Or you're going to need to find and adjust because you might not get there. And from here, you can do, we'll start with squats to straight legs. Yeah, so you're on the wall. I'm going to start with squats because then I can get my chest past my, arms, and then straighten out the legs. Ugh. And I can feel this in my upper back a lot. Like if I were there, I would shove your upper back towards, or your chest towards the wall. So lots of options. Again, the goal is to strengthen your upper back, find your serratus, open up the chest, whatever it is. So if you're like, I had enough fun, you can do the stretch that we started in the beginning of class today, which is here, or putting your elbows on a block, or having a block in between your hands, because this is opening up the chest. Or you could do L stand on the wall, or you could do Dolphin on the wall. Well, that looks pretty good. You can, so Angela, you can walk I can't tell if it's your forearms or your hands, but whatever it is, probably go a little closer to the wall. Just a wee bit, it'll be a bit. Yes, I know it gets harder. Yes. Now, if it's too much to hold it, right? So another way to get at this would be squat to straight legs, so you're not holding it, right? So you could be, whether you're in Dolphin or straight aisle stand, you can be here, squat, right? This gives you a little breathing room into here, and then come out, squat, find your serratus. I find it's easier to find my serratus when I'm squatting, and then come straightening. And like when I squat, I was like, okay, I'm going to externally rotate. I want to find my serratus, keep it on, and then straighten my legs. So that's something that you could try too. Or you can, oh, we got plenty of time. Okay, so now that, okay, I don't know about you, but my upper back is warm. I found my serratus. It is on. My chest is open. So wheel should be like, hopefully very, very, very different. So you can try wheel, you can try elevated wheel. And if you so choose, yeah, let's do wheel or elevated wheel. We'll start one thing at a time. Or if this is like, hey, I don't want to do wheel, it's not my cup of tea, you could do bridge pose. Bridge pose is plenty hard enough. With bridge pose, you want to get your sternum stacked over your belly. Is it your belly? No. If you're in bridge pose, you want to get like, yeah, you're that way, right? You want to actually get your not your belly stacked over your sternum, but you want to have this part, I guess it's your sternum, over your chest, maybe. So this is plenty right here. Or you can go into wheel, right? Your wheel should feel easier, should feel way more different, since we've spent like the whole class kind of opening up through the chest. So you're getting into wheel, and then maybe you walk your feet closer, you squeeze your knees together, you stack your chest over your hands. Maybe you hold it longer. Posterior pelvic tilt. pressing your chest closer to the wall, right? Your chest goes to where your arms are, like that direction. Yeah, that direction. So maybe you try wheel a couple times. Maybe you're able to hold it longer. I'm able to hold it longer. I feel like I'm able to hold it longer versus before. I was like, is it over yet? Is it over yet? I feel like it's lighter because there's less restriction. You can try that a couple times. You can try the elevated wheel with an attempt to Kapotasana. Right. So wheel. Have you seen wheel, but where the forearms are down onto the ground? Right. So that's kind of what we're working on in terms of the opening. And sometimes in order to help us get there, we need to, have our feet elevated. And I know that we've been working on this, kind of having wheel with the feet elevated, right? Make sure the hands are closer, our shoulders width apart, right, like this. And then the next thing would be, can you drop the forearms down? And I'm not quite sure how to do that, right? Could I, wait, oh, here we go. There we go. So the forearms come down in my wheel, right? Oof. Because it's all that work that we've been doing. And now I have no idea how to get out of this. Oh, 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 okay. So, yeah, so play with that. Whew. You try wheel on your forearms. Right, so yeah, so if your feet are elevated, that buys you that extra space, right? Then trying to do wheel on the floor and then trying to drop your forearms down. Let's see, it helped me to, because I was like, once I was in wheel, I couldn't figure out how to get my forearms down. So I put my head down on the ground and then kind of walked my forearms behind me and then tried to push up. So you could try that. Remember, in wheel, posterior pelvic tilt. Posterior pelvic tilt will help you with your back. Yeah, see, my forearms don't quite reach with my feet on the ground. Yeah, I don't quite reach. So that's why I think I still need to do elevated feet to do forearms on the ground. I'm not quite there, but I'll keep working on it. Okay, now, whew. Now, scorpion. So forearm balance, Pincha Mayurasana should be like, I think Pincha Mayurasana, isn't that no, it's not scorpion feather. Is it feather? I feel like, yeah, Pincha Mayurasana with the legs straight is like, isn't it like peacock feather? It's like peacock feather. So you should, it's like light as a feather. So before we do Pincha Mayurasana, let's do our crow, because it should feel really different. I don't know how it should feel different, but I feel like it should feel different. So why don't we just do basic crow? We'll do basic crow, and then we will, I've been attempting walking crow, right? What walking crow is like, take the right knee off, put the right knee back on, take the left knee off, put the left knee back on, take the right knee off, put the right knee back on, the left knee off, yeah. So I'm on the crow, take the right knee off, and then fall on my face. So that's where I am at with my crow, or my walking crow. So let's do basic crow. With your shoulder girdle should feel like you got an upgrade. Like again, a new transmission, you got new parts. Press into the palm of the hand, external rotation. Press into the palm of the hand, external rotation, round your belly. Ugh. Right, I got off and then, and the tip that I was given was when you take your knee off, go more forward, right? Because if we take our knee off, our weight automatically, our center of balance comes behind us, right? So then that's why we fall down. And then, so in order to counterbalance that, obviously we need to squeeze more on the left side, the one that's, you know, still on the elbow. And then, so because we always focus really on the knee that's coming off, right? We focus on the knee that's coming off instead of like, you should be focusing on the one that's still there. Oh, that was better. I didn't fall and I was able to get my right knee on. So I should just really teach myself now. So that last time when I did it, when I took my right knee off, I focused on the left knee. I brought my attention on the left knee and like magically, oh, look, I wasn't falling backwards and I could actually put my right knee back on. So now I'm on crow, take the right knee off, put the right knee back on and go splat. So that's where I'm at. So we can try with the other side and taking the focus, not on the knee that's coming off, but on the side that's still there. Oh. That is way better than it was like a couple months ago, right? Do you remember when you couldn't even get your knee off? Right? All right, so the core is working, we've stretched, we've strengthened. Pincha Mayurasana, peacock feather, should be light as a feather, should be light as a feather. So don't think, just do. Remember peacock, I know, did this be a Pincha Mayurasana, right? Pincha Mayurasana. Pincha Mayurasana is like up dog, right? Your chest is like up dog. So external rotation, serratus anterior, it's the same muscles. There's nothing different. It's the same muscles that you've been working on this entire time. Oops. Knees together. If you're in pincha with legs straight, the knees together. If you're in scorpion, then you know. Remember, if you're in scorpion, still it's still a posterior pelvic tilt, right? Because back bends still have posterior pelvic tilt. But nice, that looked really good. That feel different? Yeah, it felt different. It looked stronger. It looks stronger. Yeah. So she think like up dog. So we're pulling, right? Push into down dog, pull into up dog. So pincha, to get the arc is we're pulling as our feet are coming around this way. So like so the energy, right? So we're pulling this way, but if we pull with nothing counterbalancing going towards the wall, then we're going to fall down. So we want to kind of the energy to go pulling this way. We're pulling. Yeah, we're pulling. So as we're pulling, yeah, that feel different? Let me see how. So if I'm pulling, but I'm continuing to reach my feet towards my head, I'll balance. If I keep reaching my toes towards my head and I pull forward with a posterior pelvic tilt, and I think that will I think that changes the dynamics of it, right? So instead of that arc dumping into your back, yeah, so the toes reach towards your head and you're pulling forward like Cobra, and that will be your balance. And you can find your balance point. Yeah, nice. That looks really good. Awesome. Alrighty. Whew. I don't know about you, but I feel like I can sit up a whole lot taller because this is all open. We'll go ahead and take head to knee pose. We'll do some forward folds to counterbalance all of the things that we've been doing, which has been back bends. You can put a block in between your foot to your not forearm, what is this? Your inner thigh. So head to knee pose with a spacer or without the spacer. With adding the spacer, right? The short side, the medium side, the long side. Without that, you can get more stretch in your opposite back. Oh, and as you can tell, I don't know about you, I can tell, like we didn't spend the hour in the class or the time in class working on this part, right? So I can tell like, wow, it's tight. Because when we do spend the whole class working on our back through twists or through folds or through core, this is a lot, we can go a lot further. So really flexibility is a dynamic thing, right? I mean, just within, in 60 minutes or in 75 minutes, just working on warming up and stretching a particular muscle group, you gain inches in flexibility. So today we worked on chest opening. And it's good to see you, Uday. I'm so glad you're still able to join us. We recorded it. Charlie's at a wedding right now. So he also in this class. So I recorded it and I will post this today so you can still go through. We worked on Pincha Mayurasa. We worked on shoulder opening. Lots of chest opening, shoulder opening. That was what we did today. And then switching sides. Ooh. Did you guys go through like a daylight savings time or anything? Ooh. Inhale out to the outside of the right pinky toe. And release, release, release. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, come onto our back. I'm going to cross the right knee over to the left, drop the knee over to the right side, and take that twist, gentle and slowly. Like I didn't do yoga Thursday and Friday. Normally I do my Friday class with Edna, and sometimes I miss Thursday, sometimes I make it to Thursday. I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think. And like I can feel it in my body, like 2 days with no yoga, I can feel it. It's like, oh, it's a little tighter. And coming back to center, cross the left over to the right, drop the knees over to the left, take the twist over to the right. And when let's see, when did I start my new job? In March. So prior to March, I was like maybe doing one class with Jonathan and one class with Edna and teaching you guys. So maybe I would get 2 classes a week, maybe 2 on a good week, 3 classes a week. And then now I've been regularly doing, 4 to 5 classes a week. So my baseline is a little different. So I can feel it in my body when I'm not, if I take more than 1 day break, I can feel it. I can feel like, oh, this is a little stiffer, a little tighter. And the progress
I mean, makes sense. The progress just going, 3 days a week to go take class. I'm definitely seeing like, even you guys have seen it, like something new. I'm able to do something new every week. It's like tiny, but take Happy Baby. And I don't know why it didn't do it before. I think it has to, we're just habit. If you want to take plow pose, you can take plow pose. If you want to take shoulder stand, you can take shoulder stand. Remember, the weight does not go onto your neck. It doesn't go past your shoulder blades. We did a lot of chest opening, shoulder opening today. So you can counter that by forward folds. Go ahead and come on all the way down onto our back. Extend the legs out long, toss the arms up overhead, giving yourself a nice big stretch. Hug the right knee into the chest. We're going to take the right knee across your body. We're going to straighten the right leg, the left hand onto the right foot. We're going to kick the right foot into the left hand, take the right arm out to the side. So this is an extended stretch for the back, but we're also stretching the outside of the right hip. Kick the foot into the left hand, bring it back across your body, taking Recline Pigeon. Just kind of massage the hip socket, right? Bringing the shin bone in tiny circles just to get the mobility. We've been moving for the past 75 minutes, but it's been, a lot more about our upper thoracic spine, the upper body. Take that figure 4. So stack the right ankle over the left knee and then pull, thread the arms through behind to the left thigh. Draw the thigh bone in, press the right knee out into figure 4. Yes, dear.
How?
You're a little early, babe.
Daddy told me it was time.
What time is it? It's 9:26. You're like a minute early.
Mommy,
Yeah?
can I open this?
Yes, I will open this. What is this? Oh, yeah.
I like mommy.
Yeah, I like you too. Okay, other side. So take the, what is this? The left leg into your right hand. Okay, just come back in like a minute or 2 minutes.
I can't
Well, we got to work on teaching you how to tell time. So kick the foot into the hand. So when you straighten this left leg across your body, kicking the foot into the hand, that's going to stretch your outer left hip. And that needs a little love too. Even though we primarily do shoulder opening today, we got to touch a little bit on the other parts of the body with some of the twists that we were doing to open up our low back, some of the core engagement that we're doing just to remind our bodies, what those muscles feel like. And like I said, now I sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously are using my serratus when I have to carry chitin around, which is essentially a 22-pound sack of potatoes that moves, or a kettlebell. What do I do after this part? Oh, figure 4. Just, take the Recline Pigeon and just kind of massage your pigeon right around that left hip socket. So taking essentially your left shin bone and circling it out, and then taking figure 4, stacking your left ankle onto your right knee, thread the arms through, find the right thigh, 90 degrees, flex the feet. Press your left elbow into your left knee and press it away to get deeper into that hip flexor. And release. Extend the legs out long, toss the arms up overhead. Here's some of these big stretch arms out by your side. And come into Shavasana. Giving a few moments here for deep breaths.
Has it been a minute?
Count to 30 in your head, Fiona. Slowly roll onto your one side. Press yourself up to seated, moving your sit bones into the earth. Sitting up nice and tall, opening into the chest, tent the fingertips behind you. Roll your shoulders back and down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together to reset your posture. Inhaling, arms up overhead, clasping palms together, and then drawing them down to heart center. Going forward, namaste.